Hi friends, welcome back. So it's been about a month since the last vlog, and I thought it was time for a quick catch up again. Before I get into very much, just be aware there's a rabbit right back there, and she's having a bit of a zoom. And I don't really want to stop her because this is kind of her most playful hour of the day, and it just so happened to be the time that it was the quietest out, so I can record because it's quiet outside, but then the rabbit that's inside is a little noisy. So if you hear mild chaos, it's Jester Bun. She's being very cute, very silly, and she's running everywhere and currently investigating, I guess. Anyway, I apologize if she's noisy, but I'm gonna let her play. So it has been an interesting couple of weeks. I haven't been able to do as much in the creative realm as I wanted to. You'll notice I've done a little bit in the current painting, but I haven't had time to do very much. I'm actually planning on tomorrow night, which at the time of posting this will be tonight. I'm planning on taking a couple of hours to get back into that for reasons which I will discuss momentarily. But I have spent a significant amount of time doing some writing and reading and kind of, work, life, all the other stuff. I had some stuff went down with a couple of friends that I had to deal with, and kind of meant that I just didn't have the gumption to paint as much as I wanted to. So, first things first, I was doing a little bit of an experiment over the past month or so because I haven't really written in a really long time, and I wanted to test something. So, I don't know exactly how open I've been about this in the past, but something that I discovered and really firmly landed on, honestly, like 2 or 3 years back, was that I told you that she was going to be noisy, and here she is being noisy. So my mental health has been greatly impacted by painting. The easiest way that you can tell, and this sounds strange, but the easiest way that it's strange to me anyway, the easiest way that you can tell if I'm having a hard time mentally is if there are little piles of things that haven't been put away in my house. I am very much a get home from work, put it away. If you're not using it, put it away. If you're done with it, put it away. I don't leave things out, ever. So the easiest way to tell if I am struggling, if there's a lot going on, or if my mental health has just taken a dive for whatever reason, is usually there's a pile of laundry on the floor in my bedroom. There are unwashed dishes in the kitchen sink, and I haven't vacuumed. The vacuuming one didn't used to be that big of a deal, but Jester sheds a lot. Jester sheds an amount that I would think would only come out of a husky dog, and yet she's a 5-pound rabbit. I don't know how she's not bald with the amount of fur coming out of her, but I digress. Anyway, so I had discovered over the past couple of years that the biggest thing that made sure that no matter what, my mental health was okay, and I was weirdly able to take the time to get all the stuff clean, get everything put away, do the vacuuming, do the dusting, which I hate dusting. I hate it. I don't like dusting. I also live in a desert, so you have to dust a lot. I don't like it. So the biggest thing that helped was painting. If I made sure to spend at least an hour every other day painting, I had the mental capacity to do basically anything that I needed to do. And when I picked up writing again, I thought to myself, well, I wonder if it's the same. I wonder if I could pick up writing and writing could kind of also fill that space, and I could kind of go back and forth between writing and painting, or like some weeks I could do more writing, some weeks I could do more painting, but I would still be pretty solid mental health wise. And the thing that I've learned over the past month is that the answer is no. As much as I have truly loved getting back into writing, and as much as I've so enjoyed discovering this new story and writing all these things down and sharing it with a few like select close friends, it is not assisting my mental health like painting does. So especially after a couple of weeks of not really having a whole lot of time to dedicate to painting, I am in a place where I'm kind of having to figure out how I can still devote a significant amount of time to painting, but also be able to devote a significant amount of time to writing while still having time for working out and cooking and regular work and seeing my family and seeing my friends and playing with Jester and all of the other things that you have to do in life, cleaning the house, the thing that mental health says I need to be doing. So it has been a bit of a struggle this month, just kind of trying to find that correct balance. And it's probably going to take me a little while longer to get there. I am this month trying to really dedicate a significant amount of my time to painting. I don't want to fall into the space that I was in the last 2 weeks where just nothing was getting clean, and I was getting angry at people for no reason. And I would get home and I'd look around and be like, this is the reason is my house is a mess. And if my house is a mess, my head is a mess. And I didn't like it. I didn't like being in that place. I don't like being in a position where I'm just angry because I haven't done the thing that I need to be doing, which is painting. Painting is like my creative release. Even as much as I've had fun and I've been just so drawn to the story that I'm working on, painting is the thing that gets all of the negativity and all of the blech out of my head. I get to replace all of that with beauty and passion and fun. And so that's the thing that I'm really going to try to be intentional about, especially with kind of some changes that have happened in my life recently. And I've got a big trip coming up in a couple of months here. Some time coming up this year. I have a big trip and I'm trying to get a little bit more in shape for that because there's going to be a lot of walking. And it's just, there's just a lot. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in the world, and I'm trying to not get super overwhelmed. And especially when I know that the thing that's going to help me the most is right there, and all I need to do is make sure to set aside time to do it. I think one of the biggest things that I need to start working on is watching less TV. Especially because a lot of the time I find myself gravitating toward the same shows that I've already seen, and I have a TV right there. It's mounted on the wall. What are you doing? I don't know what she's doing. Anyway, there's a TV mounted on the wall. It would be super easy to just put on a show that I've seen a million times and sit and paint. But for some reason, the last few weeks, I have not done that. And I need to get back to where I'm actually doing that, because that is just all around better for my mental health, for my art skills. Like, my art skills are not going to be as good if I'm not painting as much. That is just how life works. And I think just in the last couple of weeks, especially with just trying to figure out if writing would be able to fill that kind of mental health space in my life. It's just been a bit of a challenge, and this year's going to be interesting. I'll tell you that right now. This year's going to be really interesting, and I am excited to see what all this year brings, because I think it's going to be a really good year, all in all. There's just a lot going on, and I think that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with there being a lot going on or needing to kind of reorganize life as a whole. I think that that's a good thing. It's a thing that we do need to do every so often, and I don't think that change is bad. I like change. I do, in general, enjoy having change in my life. I don't like to be stagnant, and I feel like for the past at least couple of months, I have felt a little bit just stagnant. So getting in some change, that's been great. Emotionally difficult, but that's mostly because I had been so stagnant for even a couple of months. I don't like to stagnate. Anyway, so that's been my big thing is I need to paint more. Who knew? I did have one other thing that I wanted to mention just because I thought this was really interesting. In church a couple of Sundays ago, 2 Sundays ago, I don't know, recently, my pastor was talking about the story of Moses. If you don't know it, you should go read it. It's in Exodus. But in Exodus, it talks about Yocheved, who is Moses' mother. And at the time that Moses was born, Pharaoh had called for the death of all of the Hebrew boys, little boys. I think it was like infants, basically. Thought it was like 2 and under or something. I don't know. I get the ages mixed up. But Yocheved had, she gave birth to Moses and hid him basically for 3 months until he was of an age that she couldn't keep hiding him. So she made a tightly woven basket. She covered it in tar so that it was waterproof. And she put Moses in it and pushed him down the Nile River and basically said, God, here is this thing that I love, and I'm giving it to you to take care of because I can't keep him. If she had tried to keep her baby boy, he would have been killed. As soon as any of the Egyptians found him, they would have killed him. And Moses ends up being found by Pharaoh's daughter, I think. And she decides to adopt him and then tells her handmaids that she needs she needs someone to nurse Moses. And the handmaids go back to Moses' mom. And Moses' mom gets to wean her son, who has been adopted by Pharaoh's daughter. And Moses doesn't know that that's his mom, but Yocheved knows. She knows that's her son. She knows that this is her baby boy that she gave to God, and then God gave him right back to her. And my pastor was talking about how you can have these things in your life that you end up holding up as kind of this thing that is purely you and purely yours. And if you will just take that thing that you love and just give it to God, he'll take it and nurture it, and he'll give it back to you. And it might not be right away like it was with Moses and his mom, but you can take the thing that you love, give it into the hands of God, and he'll give it back to you. And that was very much how I felt with writing. Because when I gave up writing, I very much was like, okay, I know that writing was a big thing that I felt called to do my whole life. But around 2020, I was burnt out. I was done. I did not want to write anymore, you guys. I was so tired of it. I was tired of stories. I was tired of reading. I didn't want to see another word on a page. And I took that thing that I loved and I gave it to God, and I said, it basically said, if you want me to write again, you're going to have to compel me with something that is irresistible to me, because this is a thing that I love, and I'm falling out of love with it. So I'm giving it to you. And then it felt really cool this year because it very much felt like a God thing of him being like, here's this story. You take it, you run with it. And it has been irresistible. Again, it's been really fun. I mean, it's been so irresistible that I've avoided the thing that I know will help me with my mental health. And it's really interesting because I think that when I get deeper into it, maybe it will have the same or fill that same void that painting does for me. But right now, because it's so new and because it's so irresistible, it's not there yet. So I am really excited to see where this year goes and where writing goes, where painting goes, where I go creatively this year, essentially. I'm really excited to see where we end up and what we end up with. And yeah. Anyway, that's basically all that I had for today for this little vlog. It's not long, I know. I am literally recording this at the last minute. This is going live tomorrow. I haven't had any time to sit down and record something, and that's part of why you're getting a vlog. I also haven't really had time to paint, as we've said. Anyway, I hope that this was interesting to you. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you guys do want to know more about my writing, please let me know, because I would be happy to do more like vlog style stuff where I'll tell you, about my process or anything like that. At the moment, I'm keeping the story a little bit under wraps, but once I get it a little more down on paper, I'd be happy to tell you guys more about what it is that I'm writing too, because I think it's going to be a really special story, a really cool story. It's like nothing I've ever written or read before, so I'm really excited, and I would love to share more with you guys. So if you're interested in that, please let me know, because I'm going to keep doing these vlogs, I guess, even if it's just for posterity's sake and for me to go back and listen to them and see what all I went through this year, because this year it feels like this year is going to be a big one where I'm going to need to see what all I did this year. So vlogs are happening. Every other video I think will end up being a vlog at this rate. And yeah, thank you guys for listening to the end. And in a couple of weeks, I will be back with actual art, and hopefully Jester will not be quite as noisy while we're doing that. Eh? Bye.